Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cossy's Arsenal podcast YouTube channel. My name is Cossy. Arsenal have beaten Everton 5-1 to end the season in absolute style. 5-1. That is huge. That was massive. And look, I think Arsenal fans, this is the kind of performance that really angers you, that it excites you, and it absolutely angers you. I felt like, why didn't we play like this against Newcastle? Why didn't we play like this against Spurs? Why didn't we play like... Look, it was a performance where Arsenal were utterly and totally dominant. Of course, you have to put into perspective that Everton were very tired and they had nothing to play for, and they had taken a couple of beers in midweek. I know that, but still, it doesn't take away anything from that performance. Arsenal really played well. So, Gabriel Martinelli with a penalty in the 27th minute. You had Edin Nketiah on the score sheet as well. Cedric Soares, Gabriel Magalhaes. Magalhaes has now scored 5 Premier League goals this season. And of course, what a beauty from Martin Odegaard. Let me know who was your man of the match in this game, because I thought if you could pick a few, I thought Odegaard was good. I thought Martinelli was key. In the game was also all right. I mean, when you win 5-1, who is not actually good? But the question I want to ask you here in this video, lads, and we'll talk about it live when I go live probably in a few minutes, is has this been a bad season? Or has it been a good season for you, for Arsenal? Because you've got to ask this question for one or two reasons. Number one, we have bottled the UEFA Champions League run in a way that nobody could, no one else could imagine. Like, it was not even close. Even if Spurs drew this game and we won 5-1, we wouldn't have qualified. So, has it been a bad season because we bottled the UEFA Champions League run, or has it been a good season because no one expected us to be back in Europe? No one expected us to be, even near to the top 4, and we've been challenging very strongly, and we've been challenging very, authentically on merit. We've been there, right? When United and West Ham have been struggling, Arsenal has been there to provide competition to Spurs, who have finally won it, but also try just to make sure that we keep Chelsea in check. So, let me know your evaluation of the season. Talking about this game, I don't think there's so many things we can't talk about this game really, apart from the fact that it's the kind of win you want to see. It's the kind of performance you want to see after bottling 2 must-win games, after bottling 2 games where 4 points were just enough for us to go through, 3 points were just enough for us to go through. If you had beaten Newcastle, if you had beaten Everton, if you had beaten, Spurs, we would be through to the UEFA Champions League. So after bottling those 2 games, you think the next step is try to give the fans something to hold on to. And I know many Arsenal fans are still heartbroken, but a scoreline of 5-0 literally means something. It means that you've got the job done. It means that there is something to expect next season, and more and more and more. Now, what I've seen in this in that performance that I would want to really point out, there are players that have really done their role at Arsenal, and that should be it. Honestly, Cedric Soares, what a good goal. And what a way to end your last season at a club. That was a cracker. That was a good goal. But it needs to go. Mohamed Elneny as well. For me, there is no question about that. Elneny needs to be moving on as well. Alexander Lacazette, he needs to be moving on as well. And Edin Nketiah. All those players, they're fringe players. They're not even utility players. Not many of them can be used as utility players. Most of them are fringe players. They just need to create, where they just need to leave the club so that fresh blood moves in. No hard feelings. They've really done very well. They played very well, in the last game. And I know Mikel Arteta was really pleased with their performances. And I know many Arsenal fans, including me, I was really pleased. 5-1. Who doesn't want that scoreline in the last day of in the last day of on the last day of the season. You want a scoreline, but it doesn't give us any guarantees, and should not give Arsenal any guarantees that this lot is actually going to perform in better. These players are not getting in better, and if this if this project is actually on the right road, if it is on the right path, then many of these guys have to go. Many of these players really need to go. Whether you've scored or not, it doesn't matter. You're not the quality that Arsenal need at the moment, and you definitely need to be moving on. So I thought that is key. That was key today, and I hope Mikel Arteta will make the right decisions when it comes to giving players new contracts, and also deciding who stays and leaves. But those are the other thing I thought was very important. Look, I think there is a lot of prospect, and there is a lot to expect right from next season. Now, are we going to win the Europa League? I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether we are going to win the Europa League, and I'm not sure if we should be in that conversation. But because we have qualified for it with Manchester United, it's going to be very interesting because Arsenal and United are going to be in the UEFA Europa League. I do not know who will leave the other there, but I'm super convinced and positive that one of us next season will go to the UEFA Champions League and the other will stay. Now, I think, honestly, let me tell you this. I think United, because they have a new manager and they're going to have a new system, they will stay in the Europa League next season, and Arsenal will go to the UEFA Champions League. With Spurs, I'm not really very sure if... Because with Antonio Conte, again, he's a very, very good manager, and we know that. But let us see him in his full... in his full season. It will also depend on the kind of backing that he's going to get. But... can we win the Europa League? Probably yes, probably no. United will have something to say on that. But there is a future at Arsenal. That is the point I'm trying to bring about, although I'm beating around the bush. There is a huge future at Arsenal. We have a lot of hope coming up. I saw Martinelli today. I looked at that Odegaard goal. Think about class. I mean, when he scored it, one player came to my mind, and it is Thiago Alcantara, because Thiago is the player who literally can be that calm in that situation and score such a goal. Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Beauty. Look, that's so good. That was so good. So with the likes of Odegaard, with the likes of Saka, with the likes of Gabi Martinelli, the likes of Gabriel Magalhaes, you can see that there is something positive around this project. There is something good about this project. The only problem Arsenal have is that we always, we are very good at bottling things, and we are very good at leaving things along the way. I won't be surprised if this project is somehow abandoned. And by abandoned, I don't mean you sack Mikel Arteta or anything like that. Abandoned, I mean they wake up one day and they stop funding it. They stop feeling, providing us with the right reinforcements that we are actually looking for. But the moment Arsenal, move in the right direction, keep on funding, keep on improving the project, I think there is a lot of positivity, and there are a lot of positives to take away from this season. I don't know how you people feel, but for me, I feel there's a lot of positives to take away from this season. A lot of positives. Look, I think the players that we have this season, we have had the youngest squad in the league. Next season, it might be different. I mean, if you bring in the likes of Tielemans, if you bring in the likes of Gabriel Jesus, then it might raise from 24.5 to around probably 26 or 25.5, things like that. And then we are not the youngest team in the league, but we cannot be the youngest team, in the league in forever. And what this season has done, it has just helped many of our players mature. Saka's matured. By force, becoming one of the best players in the team, reliable as well. Gabriel Martinelli is also coming around. Martin Odegaard potentially is going to be captain. Gabriel Magalhaes has grown into a very, very big leader in defense. Gabriel White is gonna get better. Ramsdale will just get, is just gonna get better, and Tomiyasu as well is settling in very well. So next season, it's going to be season 2 for many of these players and season 3 for the others, right? Magalhaes, season 3. Partey, season 3. Season 3, that's it. Tierney, I think season 4, season 5 for Kieran Tierney. and Saka season 3, Martinelli season 3. So you can see that this season, however much we are disappointed, there are a lot of positives to take. Players have matured, and our players are literally, getting better, and they will keep on getting better. If you ask me, have Arsenal, got anything positive out of this season? I would say we've got more positives than the negatives. Come on, no one expected us to win the league. No one expected us to finish runners up, in that title race, right? So we were always out of it. Third, no one expected us to beat Chelsea to third, honestly. So it was either we finished fourth, fifth, or sixth. Those were the three positions we are fighting for. And the fact, if it were Man United that finished above us, I think many Arsenal fans would be contented because United had finished second last campaign. But because it has been Spurs, many Arsenal fans feel, no, this is this is not good enough. But I want to remind you that this Spurs side brought in Antonio Conte, who was available to join Arsenal, and we don't want to join. We don't want to hire Antonio Conte because we cannot back him. We cannot back him at the rate and scale at which he wants to be backed, because he's gonna say, give me Kulusevski and Bentancur in January, and Arsenal will go, we don't spend money in January, sir. And he's like, I'm working out. So look, much respect to Spurs. They decided that they're gonna walk out of their comfort zone, and they'll get a manager who's gonna put them on pressure to spend in January and also to spend in the summer, and they're gonna get better. So if there is a positive that we've got from this season, it has taught us that this is a league of men. This is not a farmers league. This is not a kids league. This is not Sunday league. This is a league of men. You need to do absolutely everything you have in your power to qualify. We've lost 13 Premier League games this campaign. That is one of the things we've got to work on. You need to lose at least. We should be losing at least 6, 7, 8, but not 13. Right? So next season we need to concede less. We need to stop losing games that we are not supposed to be losing. Like, for example, losing 3 in a row against Southampton, Crystal Palace, and Brighton. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. You don't do that, right? You just can't lose games for fun. So we lost 3 at the beginning of the season, and we almost lost 3 at the end of the season. So, but for me, lots of positives for Arsenal to take away. Lots of positives, right? Players getting better. The manager himself, I think, has become better, because if you look at his team this season, it has been more predictable than last season. It's been very, very predictable. You could know Ramsdale will be in goal. You know the back four. You know the midfield pivots. You also know the striker. And the only positions that have been changing so much is Partey getting injured, Kieran Tierney getting injured, and Martinelli swapping with Emile Smith-Rowe. Those are the 3 positions that I think Arsenal have been really interchanging so much. But Xhaka, Odegaard, all those positions have been really sorted out throughout the season. The goalkeeper, the back four. I mean, I think he's matured as a manager. And next season, we can get to judge him well, right? Now, I mean, we can get right a very, very good appraisal and ask for accountability from him very well, because that would be his 4th full season. 4th full season, and he will have had at least 90%. Okay, not 90%, but around 70% of the squad that he wants to win the league with. I'm not expecting him to finish in the top 3 or be anywhere close to that, but I do not expect him to be anywhere close to 10th, 8th, 9th. I don't expect him there. Throughout the season, I think we should be challenging between 6th and 4th. That is where we should be, and that is we have graduated to that level. But honestly, lads, great performance from the lads on their last day in the league, and Arsenal have completed in 3rd. what in fifth on the table. We've gone to the UEFA Europa League. Not bad, not really that bad. Don't feel so sad. I know many people tell me, "Oh no, Cossy, it's not good. It's not really good." No, don't feel so sad. Let's honestly, this is the point. Let's be proud of our team, right? Let's be proud. You might be Arteta out. You might still be Arteta out strongly, and I respect you for that. For holding your ground, which has a problem with, which I don't have a problem with. But let's support and let's appreciate our team. I know the standards are not. We are not yet, near the standards. We are not anywhere near the standards. But that is what we've got, right? Turning onto the team and abusing everyone and attacking players and attacking Ben White, it's not going to work. It's not going. Look, we can fume during the season, but at the end of the day, it's one basket, and you have to know how much water has it collected. The water that it has collected is the Europa League, right? Now, let's focus on who comes in to strengthen this side, to make sure that we either go back to the UCL by winning the Europa League, or we get to the UCL by finishing fourth. The fourth is there to take, and next season, I think if we prepare well, I'm honestly going to say this: if we prepare well, next season top 4 is going to be for Arsenal to lose, right? If we prepare well, because anyone will look at Spurs and feel Spurs are okay, but Spurs are not fine. They are not fine. They've done a great job, and Conte has done a very, very good job. But even if they bring in 2 or 3 more signings, I still think they'll be very, very inconsistent. We've seen this Arsenal side on a very, very good run. We've seen this Arsenal side on a very, very consistent run, and it comes out of the way we play. If we can bring in players and just consolidate the way we play, just start the league a little bit better, start early, we could do it. We could do it. My name is Cossy. Hit the like button for me. I'll speak to you in the next one.